Hi, I'm Pega Soltani, and I'm the head of payments product at Ripple. So what I find fascinating is that trillions of dollars of value move across borders every year. By 2030, it's expected to reach 300 trillion. Despite this growth, global payments are often expensive, slow, prone to error. Fortunately, at Ripple, we're changing the way value moves around the world. We use blockchain technology and digital assets to enable faster, more affordable, and more transparent payments for both our customers and their customers. Here's how it works. Let's say a business wants to send pounds from the UK to the Philippines. First, they request an FX quote on pricing and foreign exchange. The business receives the quote, approves it, and then submits payment instructions. A digital asset acts as a bridge currency moving from the UK to the Philippines. It is then converted to local currency through Ripple's global partner network. The recipient then receives the exact amount quoted to them in Philippine pesos in real time. It's that simple. And when you're ready to scale to new corridors, Ripple's global payout network provides access to key markets and currencies, including many that were traditionally difficult to reach. You can start transacting within as little as 3 weeks, and your payments will settle in seconds, not days. The future of finance is here.
Hey, what's going up, bull runners? Welcome back to the channel. Picture this. You wake up, check your crypto portfolio, and in an instant, millions of dollars disappear into thin air. That's exactly what XRP traders just experienced, shocked by a liquidation imbalance so extreme, it's shaking up the entire game. Or imagine this, a major crypto exchange you might use every single day quietly slips past the SEC without anyone seeing it coming. And then there's GameStop. Yes, that GameStop. Losing billions while chasing a Bitcoin dream that's leaving everyone puzzled. What's going on in the crypto world right now? It's chaos. It's opportunity. It's a mystery unfolding right before our eyes. But here's the key. Behind all the headlines, there's a way to cut through the noise. Stick with me in this video. I'll break down all of these stories, explaining why they matter for you, your wallet, your trades, and your future. The crypto market is moving fast, and every moment counts. Miss this, and you could miss the next big move. Plus, stick with me until the end. I've got a sneak peek for you of our Altcoin Pro community, where average everyday traders are turning confusion into profit. Time's ticking, and the crypto world doesn't wait for anyone. And if you're like most people where you don't have the opportunity to spend hours a day in the crypto news like we do here on this channel and bring it to you in a condensed manner, subscribe today. And if you're feeling bullish about this crypto bull run, let me know by commenting 777 down below. And we will also be jumping over to X to find out all the breaking news that's happening in the crypto world today. We'll dive deeper into this huge liquidation imbalance. And big news, SEC has officially closed its investigation, and GameStop wipes out $3 billion in market cap. We'll also take a look at XRP in the charts, and we'll take a look at the next support and resistance levels for XRP. We'll take a look at the short-term and long-term momentum waves. But first, as always, let's take a look at coin market cap and the overall health of the crypto market today. Crypto market cap still sitting sideways at $2.85 trillion with $73 billion worth of volume. Fear and greed index sitting at 33. Yesterday was a 33, last week was a 27, last month was a 21, so we are starting to make that move to the upside. Altcoin season index still trading sideways here at these lows, considering itself a Bitcoin season. And speaking of Bitcoin season, the BTC ETF tracker came out with another positive day to the upside, $89 million. So now that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days in a row, positive momentum to the upside. And if we take a look at the total cumulative for last week was 627 million. Still have several days left. This week we're at 200 million positive inflows for Bitcoin ETFs. Top 5 trending coins according to CoinMarketCap today. Number 1, BNB. Number 2, TUT. Number 3, Mubarak. Number 4, Kilo. And number 5, Broccoli. Top 5 cryptos by total market cap. Bitcoin at $1.7 trillion. Ethereum at $241 billion. Tether sitting at $144 billion. XRP at $135 billion. BNB at $90 billion. And Solana at $70 billion. And with all the craziness and the turbulence going on in the crypto world, I saw this meme today by Naive. Had to post this for you guys right here. People saying, oh, you got so lucky investing in crypto. And here's what the luck actually looks like. And you know what's really crazy thinking about this right here? I've been talking to some really diverse group of people that I've not really talked to in a long time. And I just realized a lot of people don't have any exposure to Bitcoin, XRP, or anything. Like when I'm having conversations with them about crypto, it is so confusing to them. It just absolutely blows my mind. So we are pioneers, we are innovators, we are crypto evangelists. We got to get out there and continue promoting crypto. But this is definitely what it's been like for years being inside of crypto. As you saw in the intro, XRP and Ripple payments, institutions using XRP with Ripple payments boost revenue by bypassing correspondent banking and unlocking trillions in dormant capital. Now, if you've been an XRP holder for years, you already know this, but this is for all of you new XRP holders. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the XRP army. We are glad to have you. But this was a great overview of what happens with the cross-border payments. And whales are buying XRP. Now, obviously, we know the price is coming down. It's not really blasting to the upside, but this was a big whale buy. They ended up purchasing 8 million XRP. And remember, these types of transactions are happening off-chain. These are over-the-counter trades. They're not happening at Coinbase. They're not, well, maybe the OTC desk at Coinbase or Binance, but they're not buying these XRP off of the open market. That's why we're not seeing the huge surge in the actual price. However, there is a correlation going on, which we'll go over this a little deeper here in a minute, but the XRP ledger exchange reserve, this is Binance. This is the amount of tokens they hold, the purple line here, price, the black line here. But as you can see, even Binance, one of the largest crypto exchanges in the world, has been reducing its supply, meaning people are buying it and pulling it off the market. And what's interesting, this is only data that goes to February 25th. So we have an entire month that hasn't been reported. Are we actually going into a potential supply shock? We'll have to see when the data gets updated, but I'll continue tracking this for you. This is over at CryptoQuant. You can check this out yourself as well. XRP Ledger Exchange Reserve. We'll also dive into a couple of other exchanges and see what their reserves look like. Are they also going to the downside? Whales are buying and they are pulling it off exchanges. Speaking of whales buying and accumulating, we also have that happening with Bitcoin. Again, not reflected in the price right now, but whales have added 129,000 Bitcoin since March 11th, making the strongest accumulation rate since August of 2024 and signaling rising confidence from major players. So obviously to the downside is whale supply position size when they're unloading, and then they bought a little more, unloaded some more. But recently they have really been going on a buying frenzy. And as they always say, whales are always buying on the way down. For some reason, they're so smart. They always seem to buy the bottoms. And then as the price continues to go up, they're being smart, taking profit. They were selling off and taking profits. But right now, accumulation is happening. And price is starting to make the move to the upside. As you saw with the ETFs as well, they are starting to accumulate. And this was an interesting post. I've seen quite a few of these similars going around, but 2020 versus 2025, similarities are there. Would you survive? So let's take a look here. Here's 2020. Obviously, the big sell-off happened. What's really positive, though, when you take a look at this, price did make that run up, came down and made a higher low, right? People are freaking out right now. Oh my gosh, it's just going to keep dumping. After this higher low, it built some accumulation to the upside, and then it really took off. We're having the same fractal play out right now in 2025. We're in the higher low scenario as long as we don't continue dropping here. Now, will we have this long of a accumulation? This box is spread out going into June before it blasts to the upside. So we got to continue to be patient. We've already been through so much in this crypto market. Like I said, is the bull run still going? Let me know down in the comments, 777. And Ripple made a huge announcement. Africa's payment landscape is evolving and crypto-enabled transactions are at the center. Chipper Cash App and Ripple are teaming up to enable faster, more cost-effective cross-border payments into Africa using Ripple payments. So the company Ripple still continues to grow, still building its infrastructure. When will they flip the switch? And for Bitcoin maxis out there, Bitcoin holders, Congressman Begich, the USA is gearing up to purchase 1 million Bitcoin. The biggest crypto move ever is coming.
Bitcoin Act establishes the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve, a federal initiative to ensure that the United States holds a meaningful position in the most important decentralized financial network on Earth. With an eye to fiscal responsibility and innovation, the legislation outlines a plan to phase in the acquisition of up to 1 million Bitcoin, or roughly 5% of its total final supply over 5 years. Importantly, this will be done without raising taxes or increasing government debt. The Bitcoin Act is designed to be budget neutral, relying on Federal Reserve remittances, which exceeded $76 billion in 2023, gold certificate revaluations, unlocking additional capital without new spending, and updates to the Exchange Stabilization Fund. These mechanisms allow us to build a strategic reserve without burdening taxpayers, while also potentially offsetting long-term national debt.
And before we jump into headlines, one of the biggest, I say, conspiracies when it comes to XRP, obviously what's going to move the needle for price to go up, is the ETFs going long. Brad Garlinghouse says it's going to happen at the end of 2025. But what could happen sooner and even more of a huge move would be if XRP really is adopted by X, the everything app, as Elon says.
Essentially, if done right, the X would serve people's financial needs to such a degree that over time it would become, I don't know, maybe half of the global financial system.
Wow.
Or some big number.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the number is, but pretty big. So it would be by far the biggest sort of financial institution. But like I said, not really in the way that people are used to thinking about banks.
Mm-hmm.
Just the most efficient database for the thing that is money. I said, like, least amount of fraud. Everything's real time. And if it involves money in any way, it can be dealt with seamlessly on one node. Okay.
Also, breaking news that came out today as well. One of the largest U.S. brokerages, IBKR, Interactive Brokers, with over 2 million clients accounts, just made XRP available to institutions and pro traders. 1,178% liquidation imbalance stuns XRP bulls in just 24 hours. So if you're a fan of XRP, yesterday was a roller coaster. In just 24 hours, a massive 1,178% liquidation imbalance hit the market. What does that mean? Well, long traders, those betting XRP would grow up, got crushed. Millions in positions wiped out, all because the price dipped just enough to trigger a cascade of sell-offs. The numbers are wild. Long liquidations dwarf shorts by over 1,000%. Why is this important though? Well, XRP's been a hot topic lately, especially with Ripple's legal battles coming to an end and calming down. Traders were feeling very bullish, piling into long positions, but the market had other plans. It's a reminder, crypto can flip on a dime and overconfidence can cost you. If you're trading XRP or any altcoin, this is your wake-up call to watch those leverage levels. One wrong move and you're out. And what's fascinating, at the time, the XRP price fell 5%. A small margin on the cryptocurrency market, though still quite large, 137 billion market cap asset. But the four-figure imbalance in liquidation shows just how optimistic XRP traders were just 24 hours earlier. So how manipulated is the XRP market? And the SEC finally officially closed. Now, we're still waiting for them to close the XRP, but they've finally officially closed the investigation into crypto.com. It comes around the 7 months after SEC issued a Wells notice on the crypto platform in August of 2024, signaling the intention to take legal action against the firm. They used every tool available to attempt to stifle us, restricting access to banking, auditors, investors, and beyond. It was a calculated attempt to put an end to the industry. And that is coming out of the statement that Chris posted on X.com. The fact that we not only persevered, but became stronger is a testament to our vision and our community supporting it onwards. Crypto.com filed a lawsuit against the SEC in October, accusing the Gary Gensler-led commission of overstepping its authority and taking a misguided approach on crypto regulation. And in a crazy, massive swing to the upside and then a crash to the downside, GameStop wipes out $3 billion in market cap as stockholders question Bitcoin plan. Investors are second-guessing the video game retailer's plans to stockpile Bitcoin, according to Google Finance. On March 26, GameStop tipped plans to use proceeds from a $1.3 billion convertible debt offering to buy Bitcoin, an increasingly popular strategy for public companies looking to boost share performance. GameStop's announcement came a day after its proposed building a stockpile of cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin and US dollar pegged stablecoins. Investors initially celebrated the news when the shares shot up 12% on March 26th, but then the next day, sentiment reversed, pushing GameStop stock down nearly 24%. Analysts say the chilly reception reflects fears GameStop may be seeking to distract investors from deeper problems with the business model. Investors are not necessarily optimistic on their underlying business, Brett Kuhnel said. There are question marks with GameStop's model. If Bitcoin is going to be the pivot, where does that leave everything else? Corporate Bitcoin treasuries. GameStop is a relative latecomer among public companies creating Bitcoin treasuries. In 2024, raising Bitcoin price sent shares of Strategy soaring more than 350%. Michael Saylor has spent more than $30 billion buying Bitcoin since pioneering corporate Bitcoin accumulation in 2020. Strategy's success prompted dozens of other companies to build Bitcoin treasuries on their own. In my personal opinion, when I watched this yesterday, price shot up to $29 on GameStop, and it left a huge gap in the market. And I feel that today's recovery to the downside is just filling that gap. In reality, the people that I see on X posting about the excitement of bringing Bitcoin on board, they tend to think price is going to go up. The problem is massive amounts of huge shorts came in on GameStop, pushing that price down today. More manipulation on GameStop. Heading over to XRP in the charts, we currently have a support level coming in. We're on the daily charts here at $2.23. We do have our short-term momentum wave. It is heading back down to the bottom for a zero-line reset. It did peak out at the 100. We did talk about there's a potential because of two things that happened. Number one, it bounced exactly off of our $2.50 and also our symmetrical triangle pattern support line now turned resistance line. So it was a double rejection there. But also because we had topped out and it needed to reset back down to zero before making its next move to the upside. And then the major problem is our long-term momentum wave down here, our Wolfpack indicator, did not finally breach above the zero line. So we're still trading in the red as far as the Wolfpack indicator says. So we're still bearish on the long-term daily. So we really need to see a rally back to the upside. This thing will be reset back down to zero over the next 24 to 48 hours. At that time, we could then see a rally back to the upside and then finally break this 250 and also this trend line from the support of the symmetrical triangle, which is now actually growing over time. To get above this, now we need to be above 253. If it's going to take 1, 2, 3, 4 days, getting back above 255 is going to be important. But that also corresponds with the fact that we do need a new higher high because we've had consistent, this is a high here, we had a lower high and a lower high. So we will be continuing to monitor that for you on the daily. Now checking in on the weekly charts, we can see price did rally from the 30 exponential moving average and the $1.90 support line of our spider lines, which are trend lines that have been developed from 2018 drop with the pivot point of the high of 2021 in April. But on the weekly price, we had 2 weeks in a row rejecting off that $2.50, now coming back down potentially for a retest off this 223 before moving to the upside. On this time frame, the weekly, we are very bullish on the long-term Wolfpack indicator, and we have actually reset now officially at zero on the weekly. So we're looking for the weekly trend to start making its move up. As we've been talking about now for weeks, last time this made a reset at zero and started its move up, it went from 55 cents up to the 290 high before a retest and then a blast off to a new all-time high of 340.
Hey, bull runners, check this out. If you want to learn how to find the next 10x, 50x, or even 100x altcoin in this video, listen to this. Our research team posted GOAT on the 13th of October of 2024 when it was right at a penny, and since then it rallied to over $1 and is currently still up over 5,000%. That's like turning $1,000 into over $50,000. Our team called Pendle at only a $16 million market cap or 16 cents back on February 18th of 2023, all the way back here, and since then it's rallied up over 4,000%. That's a 40x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $40,000. Our team also called BitTensor Tau September 15th, 2022, before the token was ever even launched. And since then, Tau has rallied over 2,000%. 1,000%. That's a 20x. Our team even said Solana is most likely to be one of the easiest trades next year, and this was posted December 29th, 2022, on the day that Solana bottomed out at around $8. And since then, Solana looks like it's up over 2,500%. That's a 25x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $25,000. And the bull run is just getting started. The list goes on and on and on. Our team called Sui, Ondo, and even some of the biggest cult-based meme coins like MOG back in July 20th of 2023, the day that MOG launched. So if you want to learn how our team is finding these altcoins before they explode, we just launched Altcoin Pro University, where our research team gives you real-time altcoin picks with explosive potential for this bull run, along with 100+ expert curated classes crafted by industry experts to discover these gems yourself, on top of our live weekly calls every single week for in-depth crypto market analysis and daily updates. And that's just a fraction of what we offer inside of Altcoin Pro University. Just go through the link in the description below, get in right now, watch the 26-minute video covering everything that Altcoin Pro University offers,